Donald Tubb made a mysterious masterpiece when she created the Story Collector. Although there wasn't that much information about her, I may have had my curiosity get in front of me and messaged her. Luckily, she wasn't bothered. She replied as soon as she could, and she gave us a lot of information, including an exciting hint I'll share at the end. She is an author who got her degree in public relations at Auburn University. Although that degree didn't had a lot about writing, it did not have anything to do with fiction. Author Kristen O'Donnell Tubb is in her 40s and loves hiking, playing with her dogs, and writing. She lives in Tennessee with her husband and 2 kiddos, where she tries to live by her favorite quote, always, always do things different, and she really did in The Story Collector. I love thinking outside the box, and she really did in The Story Collector. In The Story Collector, Viviani and her family live in the New York Times Library. Isn't that amazing? Viviani and her 2 brothers like to play Master Thieves at night in the library. Master Thieves is a game where they do random stuff, such as build forts out of books. But they have to be careful, because if the security guard at night finds them, that's 5 points off their total. One day at school, Viviani has a new student. Her name is Merritt, and she will be a big part of the story later. But they don't get to know each other right away. Until then, Viviani and her best friend, Eva, decide to go down to her father's workshop at a break from school. Viviani's father is the library counselor, so the basement is where his workshop is. They decide to make a communication device, but it didn't work. A shadow suddenly appears. The shadow's gone as soon as it had came. They were so scared that they ran up the stairs, but stopped as soon as they had started when they saw Viviani's father at the top. He let them off with a warning, but that night he told Viviani and her brothers a ghost story about Big Red. Bum, bum, bum! Big Red used to be a worker of the New York Times Library. He helped build one of the rooms, but he thought he was so big and strong that he could do anything better than anyone else. And so he made a bet with the person doing the tiling on the floor. The bet was he thought he could finish the ceiling before the other men could finish the floor. When he was on his last beam, the other person didn't because he was on his last tile. Big Red was so surprised that he fell off his ladder and plummeted to his death. Now he haunts the New York Times Library, searching for mischief to stop it so no one dies the same way. Viviani! Her brother yells the next morning. He accuses her of being mischievous, and she doesn't deny it, so she gets extra chores as her punishment from her parents. One of her chores is to help her father set up for a new exhibit, and it's the stamp exhibit, where she gets to learn all about priceless stamps. We have some stamps with us right now, but a priceless stamp that we have a picture of is the Inverted Jenny. It's cherished because it's a mistake. At the opening the next day, a pea soup coat reporter comes up to her and asks her about her story. She doesn't know what to say and she's speechless. Have you ever been speechless? I haven't. One day at recess, she tells the story of Big Red. But Merritt doesn't believe it. And so Viviani invites Merritt and Eva to a sleepover to trick Merritt. At the sleepover, they hear a... Was it the furnace? Was it Big Red? Or was it something else? You'll have to read the book to find out. This book is so exciting you won't believe what happens. But I can't tell you what happens. But here are some questions that only reading the book can answer. When friends fight and get mad at each other, can they resolve their problems and work as a team? When there is a real robbery, what is stolen? Who did it? And can they catch them? This book is so exciting and mysterious. There's so much more things that I could have thought of to make it better, but the main thing was because of the twists and turns and the end you never see coming. Other books by Miss Tubb are A Dog Like Daisy and The 13th Sign. If you love keeping you at the edge of your chair, like I do, you might also like When the Sea Turned to Silver and the Nancy Drew Mysteries. Even though the children are main characters, they might only be good for anyone over the age of 9 because of the vocabulary and twists. But in The Sea Turned to Silver, Pimmy's grandmother gets kidnapped and Pimmy has to figure out how to save her. In the Nancy Drew Mysteries, she becomes a detective and solves crime-solving mysteries. She has to weave her way through twists and turns, but she has to also be careful. Now it's time for the big reveal of the information Miss Tubb gave me. Drum roll. The Story Collector sequel comes out in January. I'm so excited. I thought me and Viviani could get along well since we both love to make our own mysteries. Maybe my next one will include Big Red. Dun, dun, dun!